Hey everybody, this is Cromar with TGN, and I'm here today to bring you some more Rift coverage. This is Rift Beta 5, and today we're looking at the Rogue Spec Assassin. Now, surprise, surprise, Assassin is your quintessential stealth class. It's all based around sneaking in, ambushing people, blowing them up as fast as possible. It doesn't do too well in a prolonged battle, so you want to get a sub-spec that'll support you in a prolonged battle to help you out. So I'm going to start by casting Exposed Weakness, which is just a debuff that makes him take extra damage, and then hit him with my paralyzing attack that stuns them. Backstab, do a finisher, and then start with my other abilities. And you see, if you get a good attack like that, it really does kill them very quickly. The only downside is if you pick up more than one mob, the Assassin's fairly defenseless by itself. For ambushing and killing, you know, you're going to be using Assassin skills basically exclusively, but in a more realistic situation, you do need other specs. So the specs I've chosen for this build, Riftstalker and Bladedancer, are the ones that come recommended here. Riftstalker, I don't have any points yet, although there are some very attractive abilities, especially Rift Scavenger, which heals you when you kill things. This is amazing. Plus some other defensive talents that will help, since this is a pretty weak class defensively. And all the teleports and everything. Where is it here? Shadowstalk teleports you right behind the target, which is really nice for your ambush. But for now, I'm putting the points into Bladedancer, because Bladedancer just gives me more offensive abilities after my ambush cycle is up. Matter of fact, these after... Here, I'll show you a little more detail. After I do the stun, I do backstabs. That's from Assassin, of course. And then I do my finisher, Baneful Touch. Now I'm going to start hitting... Oh, I do Puncture. Now I'm going to start hitting Quick Strike and Keen Strike, which are Bladedancer abilities, because they just do more damage. And then Deadly Strike, which is their finisher from Bladedancer, also because it does more damage. Let me show you here. Your basic attack with Assassin is Savage Strike. It's just a regular hit that gives you a combo point, and you can spec to get some extra crit on it, but that does not beat out the combination of Keen Strike and Quick Strike with Bladedancer. And I use the same combination in my Riftstalker video, because Riftstalker was in sort of the same place where Planar Strike is just not as good as this Keen Strike Quick Strike combo. So I use that. I don't even use Savage Strike at all. Also, the finisher for Assassin is Final Blow. Now, I've been using Deadly Strike, but I'm noticing that when I got the last upgrade to Final Blow, it seems to have improved it quite a bit. So I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do with that. I could also spec 3 points in here to get improved Final Blow, and that would make it even stronger. So I might wind up switching out Deadly Strike for Final Blow, or when I get the next upgrade to Deadly Strike, it might wind up being the better ability. It's hard to tell, so I might just alternate as I level. So anyway, if you're trying to make that decision, just look at how much damage does each one do at your current level, and use the one. And that if you get an upgrade to one, just take another look at it. You might need to swap them out. While leveling, there's another ability you get that's really important for Assassin. It's Puncture. This is just really powerful because it only costs 40 energy for 2 combo points, and it does actually quite a bit more damage than the tooltip would make you think it does, because it ignores armor and does a dot. So this is a very powerful ability that I always use as soon as I have the chance. Of course, Backstab is, no surprise here, very powerful, only while attacking from behind, though. I also picked up the ability from Bladedancer, Reprisal. This pops up pretty frequently whenever you dodge or parry. Of course, if you're a pure Bladedancer, it pops up a lot more often because you have all these great abilities that augment your dodge and your parry. Basically, every time you have a chance to use this, you should, because it does a pretty solid amount of damage. I think that's only rank 1 here. Yeah, here's rank 3. It does a pretty solid amount of damage for the level, and only costs 10 energy. So, and it's off the global cooldown too, so it doesn't interrupt your cycle. It gives you basically a free combo point every time you dodge or parry. So it's a very powerful ability. Another reason why I have points in Bladedancer. As a matter of fact, for leveling, I would say Bladedancer is basically a must-have for Assassin. It's not like Nightblade, where Nightblade is pretty self-reliant. Assassin, once you get past the initial burst, you're pretty helpless. Not helpless. You can still fight, but you need another spec to augment your abilities. Now I'm going to find 2 mobs that are next to each other like these guys and show you something here. First off, stealth ability incapacitates the target and allows me to attack the other one freely. That's the best way to do it. Now, let's say he wakes up. Let's just say he wakes up. Twin Strike, this is an attack from Bladedancer, which is very easy to get. It only takes a few points. Does an obscene amount of damage to both targets. As you saw, it just absolutely butchered the other guy. And it's just a must-have. Here's a tooltip here for Twin Strike. Just does a boatload of damage to 2 targets and gives you a combo point on your main target. I love Twin Strikes so much, and I just say that this is just, no matter what class you are, Bladedancer is almost like a done deal just because of this one ability for a melee rogue. So anyway, I showed you Final Blow. Let me show you the other important finisher. This is Baneful Touch. Baneful Touch you get in your root. You get it, fairly far along, and it's definitely worth using because it gives you a massive boost to your. It's kind of like with Riftstalker, where all of your finishers give you some kind of buff you need to cycle. Same thing here. It improves all of your poison damage, so obviously this is very effective, very powerful, very important to use, and it lasts a full minute, so you don't have to refresh it very often. And you use it, once a minute, and your other finishers will be Final Blow or Deadly Strike. I'll probably wind up using Final Blow. There's an interesting ability here. Double Cross does more damage to your Savage Strike, Puncture, Final Blow, but not Backstab if you attack from behind. Now, Savage Strike, you'll never use that from behind, so I don't know what the point of that is. Puncture is good, and Final Blow is pretty good, but when you're soloing, you're not going to have that much opportunity because your stun is going to wear off before your Final Blow comes up. However, I did get this ability, Foul Play, which is a stun after every 30 seconds. So I suppose you could use it that way. After your first stun wears off, you could drop a Foul Play and then do your Final Blow from behind, and that would really do a lot of damage. But of course, that's on a cooldown, so kind of annoying to work that in your rotation. But if you do it, it's probably worth it. So I would probably want to respec my assassin a little bit and maybe move some points from. Ooh, hello. I don't know where I'd move points from. What are you guys doing there? But I'll move points from somewhere and try to pick up improved Final Blow, the extra 15% damage, and then work that into my regular rotation. Wow, this guy's messing me up. Stun. Go as many backstabs as I can. Drink a potion. Ooh, that was close. I'm not sure if I would have survived that or not. Anyway, so why don't I get out of the area with all the patrolling mobs? That's a player. Oh jeez. Level 30. Oh crap. I'm gonna hide up here with these nice yellow mobs. Man, pray to God I don't get jumped by that guy. Anyway. So some other talents of worth, now that I can talk without being distracted by constant crap. So some other talents of note, this Serrated Blades is really amazing, causes your critical hits to cause a gigantic bleed, 300% now we're talking, and this is really amazing, especially when you're attacking multiple targets and your Twin Strike crits and it just puts bleeds on everything. It's really cool. So I really like this talent. I wouldn't drop this talent for anything. Other good talents to get soon. Obviously, I just have the first point to get Foul Play, so I can't afford these other ones yet. But as I level Subterfuge, this gives you extra combo points on the start, which means I'm more likely to actually pull off a Final Blow before the Paralyzing Strike wears off, which I really like. Plus, it causes extra damage. Jagged Strike, it says right there. Let me show you that. That's when you get in a few levels. Stabs the enemy, causing a bunch of damage. It's basically a bleed. A gigantic bleed they use from stealth, and that's pretty nice. I still think though that for soloing you're going to be using your stun, Paralyzing Strike. Now here's a cool finisher. This is just a finisher that does an obscene amount of damage via bleed. All right, where's that poison one here? Poison Malice. This is a cooldown for 15 seconds every 2 minutes. Causes your doubles your poison damage, and also causes you to deal small amounts of extra damage to enemies who attack you. So this is one I use in emergency situations, multiple mobs and all that, and it really deals out an enormous amount. I really saved my ass a couple times, so it's very powerful, and you want to keep that, get that on your hotkey and use it as an emergency oh shit button. Now, poisons. I have 3 poisons right now. Virulent Poison is like the first one you get, I believe. Oh, hello. These elites. Okay, why don't I stay away from the elites? Yikes. That's close. Anyway, Virulent Poison is just a simple damage proc. It does poison damage or water damage or whatever it's called. Lethal Poison does less damage, but it puts a debuff that your raid or your group is going to absolutely love. I also use this one because, yeah, for soloing, of course, because it buffs all of my crit. That's a given. And Leeching Poison, which heals you, which is really cool. I really like this Leeching Poison. So currently I'm using Leeching and Lethal, and Virulent is not being used at the moment. The last poison to get is Debilitating, which you get much higher level, and it's used to cause your enemy to increase their ability costs pretty much, so it cripples them in PvP. I wonder if there might be some consequences to that for raiding as well. I noticed that a lot of enemies do actually have an energy bar, although they don't actually use it very well. They only use it in small pieces at once, but if there was a boss that actually did use up his whole bar, then this might actually debilitate his damage and then save your tank a lot of hassle. So, I don't know. Remains to be seen. So I kind of glossed over my stealth abilities. I did mention the sap, incapacitate here, and use that. And then the paralyzing strike is the stun, and when I use it all the time. I've also got, where is it here? Assassinate. This is a really just basically an ambush, just does straight damage. It's nice, but I get more damage out of the stun because I can do the backstab. Like if I come up and just hit him here, I can't backstab anymore because he turns around immediately. Go figure. So I just stunned him and now I'm backstabbing. Stun him with foul play. Foul play is really nice. That is a really, really powerful talent. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is really important. How did I forget this? Stealth only lasts 30 seconds normally, and that goes the same for the Nightblade, but improved stealth, which I'll probably be getting at my very next level, causes your stealth to be permanent. So you have to be a moderately high-level assassin to actually get your improves to get permanent invisibility. So what do I think about my combination of classes? The Riftstalker thing, if you actually put a lot of points into it, can be very helpful. As it stands, with me putting all the points into Bladedancer, I think I'd probably be better off with something like a Bard for a buff, or even a Nightblade for the dots that they put on, because they also have alternate weapon enchantments to my poisons. Ranger. Let me show you some of the Ranger I really like. Besides getting a free pet, you get this talent, which increases your critical hit. I mean, holy crap. Please, yes. So yeah, I have to say for sure that your third spec is pretty open if you're not going for Riftstalker for your second spec. If you're going for Bladedancer, I really think Bladedancer is the best second spec because these abilities like Reprisal, the extra hit chance I have, extra dodge if you get that, Keen Strike and Quick Strike, and especially Twin Strike. I mean, Twin Strike steals it for me. Twin Strike is so amazing. I would not want to give up this ability for anything. So for me, I'd say that these two are the best, and then for your third, you have openings. You might want to get a Bard for the buffs and so on. So anyway, that's all for today for the Assassin. The Stealth Master,